Tonight on All New 3030, Vanishing Cupcakes. Mr. D's world-famous cupcakes have mysteriously disappeared from his laboratory. After rushing to an important meeting post-bake, Mr. D left the laboratory awry. Pots, pans, and powders were everywhere. When he returned, the cupcakes had vanished. Investigators have found traces of white powder and dye in 4 suspects' homes, cars, and classrooms. HISD investigates tonight on 3030. Here now are Alexa Halim and Jordan Ray.
Good evening and welcome to 3030. Jealousy, bitterness, and rivalry run through the blood of the teachers at HSPVA.
Some of the evidence was hiding in plain sight in classrooms, cars, and trash cans. 4 HSPVA teachers, Mr. Zhao, Ms. Apte, Mrs. Jalulio, and Mr. McComas, have been found with trace amounts of white powder in their possession.
Kinder High School for the Performing and Visual Arts, a school unlike any other, a place full of happiness and joy, but not August 30th, 2018. Tonight, our investigator, Sydney, will interview the suspects, while our chemists, Kirsten and Elizabeth, will break down the science behind solving this perplexing case and determine who the real culprit is.
Mr. D, can you tell us what you were doing on the night of August 30th?
I was at the HISD office in Happy Day White. That's like somewhere in Northwest area because I have a meeting.
How did you make cupcakes in the first place?
Because Allen asked me to for their faculty meeting.
What kind of cupcakes were you baking? Like what flavor?
It's actually vanilla and chocolate.
Like a swirl?
Yes.
When you returned, what did you find?
I found that space right there. It's empty. There's nothing there. Yes.
And then trace amounts of white powder, similar to those found in the lab, have been found in the possessions of your 4 suspects. Can you tell us what kind of powder you used in the cupcake recipe?
It's flour, it's sugar, it's salt, and it's baking soda.
Thank you.
Mr. D's vanishing cupcakes is a perplexing case, unlike any other I've ever seen before. In order to discover the culprit, my team and I will be testing 4 different reference powders and samples collected from each of the teachers against one unknown substance found at the crime scene in order to determine which sample most closely resembled the substance found in the scene.
First, we use flour, sugar, baking powder, and salt in a series of chemical tests. We use acid, iodine, lead nitrate, water, and fire and observed the chemical and physical changes that occurred in each powder. We then tested the teacher samples as well as the sample found at the scene.
After we completed these tests, we performed chromatography tests. My team of chemists collected liquid samples from each of the suspects' clothing in cars or rooms, as well as a sample from the crime scene. We then concluded a chromatography test.
For each test, we placed a pea-sized dot of liquid on the chromatography paper, stationary phase, and placed the end of the paper into the liquid, the mobile phase. Through capillary action, the solution traveled up the paper and leaving different colored markings on the paper. The position of each color revealed which color was more polar or less polar.
Once the test was completed, we compared each chromatography strip to the strip of the sample from the crime scene in order to determine which one most closely resembled the liquid from the crime scene.
Are your lab coats ugly, boring, and conservative? Do you want to be the cool cat at your science class? Well, try Sassy Classy Aprons, brought to you by S&J Kinder Company. As you can see, these lab coats offer various styles from half to full. Now you can be colorful, vibrant, and scandalous.
Can you tell me where you were the night of August 30th?
That's the 30th. Is that a school day?
She does school.
Yeah.
You were at school all night?
Oh, it was at night? Obviously not. No. What time?
Yeah, she's in love with the ninja.
All night?
Again, she does everything just to make sure the ninja.
Then I'll be home. Oh, depends on what time it is.
At 5 o'clock.
PM?
Yes.
Then I'll be trying to drive in. That's how I'm picking up my daughters.
6 o'clock.
Home.
6:15. What are you doing?
6:15 at that moment, that day. I don't know if I'm giving my daughter a shower or something, a bath.
What were you doing at 7 o'clock?
Probably having dinner.
So you were just home all night?
All night.
Have you ever eaten one of Mr. D's cupcakes before?
I don't eat cupcakes.
Okay. We found a white powder in your room that might be a powder we found at the crime scene. What can you tell us about that?
My room is big. I share it with other teachers, and I can't be responsible for whatever powder that's on my floor.
But if it was yours, what do you think it could be?
Powder. Sugar?
So we also collected dye from your clothes, and it might be the dye that we found at the crime scene. What can you tell us about that?
I never wear my shirt. I never wash my shirt, so it could be from years ago. I don't know.
So could it be like maybe you got some heat on you or something like that over the years?
Being a teacher, obviously, you're always exposed to some kind of chemical hazard, so, you know, you'd be surprised if I got something on my shirt.
And do you blame Mr. D for the rat infestation last year?
No. Rat infestation. No, that would be Mr. Louie. Yeah. She kept talking about how he also has these food parties that he calls in chemistry labs. So perhaps that's how, according to her, the rats came to us.
Thank you. Hi. So where were you on August 30th, the night of the crime?
What time was the crime? In the evening?
It was in the evening, in the afternoon evening.
I had gone home.
Have you ever eaten one of Mr. D's cupcakes before?
No, because they're not vegan. And honestly, they're not very good.
Are you vegan? You're
Yes.
vegan?
Mostly.
Mostly. We found a white powder in your room that might be the powder we found at the crime scene. Can you tell us anything about that?
Well, I do use stevia in my coffee.
What's stevia? Is it like sugar?
It's like sugar, but it's made from a different kind of plant.
And we also collected dye from your clothes that might be the dye we found at the crime scene. Can you tell us something about that?
What color was the dye?
Classified.
Well, it might have been a pen that leaked. Because, you know, in creative writing, we use a lot of pens. But I'm not sure what else it could be.
And do you resent the fact that Mr. D will not honor your wishes to create a vegan cupcake? Does that upset you?
It doesn't upset me, it just disappoints me.
Would it make you almost angry?
No, just a little bit hurt.
Hurt?
Because usually he is open to trying new things, and he just will not try any of my recipes. And it's disappointing.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi. So, where were you the night of August 30th?
You want me to check my calendar? I have no memory of dates. Oh, the day of the crime? Well, I don't know what crime you're talking about. I committed no crimes. Yeah, I was here at work in my classroom until 5 o'clock, and then I drove home. I have 2 children I need to pick up, and 1 child I drive home, so there was no way I wasn't here or in my car driving home.
Have you ever eaten one of Mr. D's cupcakes?
He has never baked me anything ever. And honestly, I'm a little bit upset about that because I thought we were friends.
It would make you want to take one of his cupcakes.
Well, Mr. D and I have known one another a really long time. He brings me lunch, I bring him lunch, I bring him coffee. We share everything, so I would never steal anything from him.
It would almost be suspicious he didn't share a cupcake with you.
Honestly, I didn't know he baked, so I had no idea he even had cupcakes.
So, we found a white powder in your room that might be the powder we found at the crime scene.
In my room? I'm a science teacher. I have lots of white powders in my room.
Anyone ever bring in? Maybe in your car.
I gave nobody permission to search my car. That's inadmissible in court.
We also collected dye from your clothes that might be the
How did you
dye.
get my clothes?
Investigators. Yes, we were investigating.
Where did they get clothes from? How did they get into my house? I gave no permission for this type of search.
Does it make you uncomfortable?
Would it make you uncomfortable if somebody told you they got a sample of your clothes without your knowledge?
Are you envious that Mr. D has more students in AP Chemistry than in AP Biology?
Only because his class is too easy.
Too easy? Yes. And are you also kind of jealous that he gives everyone else cupcakes besides you?
It's a lie. He didn't give cupcakes to anybody. So I would ask you, do you really trust the things that he's telling you about this particular crime? I would be suspicious.
Thank you for
You're
this
welcome.
interview. Hi. Okay, so Mr. McCormick, Where were you the night of August 30th?
I had stayed here for a little while at school to work on some things, and then I went home.
That's nice.
Because, a lot of times I like to go home and, either get stuff ready for school or, cook or whatever.
Have you ever eaten one of Mr. D's cupcakes?
I have.
You have?
I have. Yep, we have eaten his cupcakes. They were really good. They're really good. They're fluffy and light, and they're not too sugary, but they're good.
Just enough sugar.
Yeah, and the frosting is really nice too.
So we have found a white powder in your room that might be the powder we found at the crime scene. Can you tell us anything about that?
Could it possibly be from some of the food or some of the things that I keep around? And I was trying to think, I was clearing out the cabinet over there and there was some old chalk. And because we're getting ready to move locations, we're trying to get rid of a lot of old things, things we don't use. And we don't really have chalkboards, so.
We also collected dye from your clothes that might be the dye that we found at the crime scene. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I don't know about dye, but I know a lot of times I'll get markers and stuff on my clothes.
And how do you feel about your cooking skills compared to Mr. D?
Well, I think I make better cupcakes than he does. I think his are good, but I almost kind of feel like he, I try to, make a lighter icing and stuff like that on mine, and then I notice he's making lighter icing on his.
So you would say his icing before was too thick, but then...
It was too sweet. It was really, really sugary. And now it's a whole lot lighter, and, I almost kind of feel like...
You inspired his cupcakes.
Yeah, I kind of do. I think he is a good cook in general, but I think he was kind of borrowing from me a little bit.
Thank you. That's it.
All right, thank you.
Tired of your old boring science kit, the one issue to everybody in HISD, taking forever to absorb just a minuscule amount of water? Well, welcome to the Mega Dropper 3000. Watch as it absorbs a huge amount of water in a matter of seconds. She simply presses down very gently, releases, picks up, puts it into the other jar, and wow, look at all the water it absorbed. And wait, if you call in the next 5 minutes, you can also get our new and improved chromatography paper. Watch as you simply place the paper right there and just wait 10 minutes.
Stop production, the product's defective.
Get your chromatography and drop her today.
Analyzing all of our suspects' interviews, we have narrowed it down to one suspect. However, each subject raised a lot of questioning. We are now waiting on our chemist to give us the right result.
Comparing all the teacher's powder samples to the ones from the crime scene, the results of relation to Ms. DeLudio being the culprit. Her powder sample has the most similar characteristics to the powder collected from the crime scene. The samples became pumping fluid when mixed with acid, and at most clumps surrounded by the liquid when burned. However, those were the only two tests that were similar.
The chromatography test also revealed that Mr. Liglio's liquid sample was visibly the most similar to that of the sample collected from the crime scene. The chromatography test for Mr. Liglio's liquid sample showed the same progression on the blue-colored part in the chromatography picture. However, her sample also showed a yellow color underneath the blue color, unlike the crime scene sample. Mr. Zhao's liquid sample also showed similar results. In light of the results our team has collected, all signs point to Mr. Liglio. However, we cannot definitely find a culprit due to conflicting.
We needed to confirm our suspicions with the person whose request for cupcakes started it all, Dr. Allen.
Good morning.
Good morning. Where were you the night of August 30th, the day of the crime?
In my office.
In your office?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you commission Dr. D to make cupcakes for the faculty?
Have you tasted his cupcakes?
They're good.
They're amazing. Yes.
And who do you think was involved in stealing Mr. D's cupcakes?
I think it was Ms. DeLudio.
Any reasons why?
She just seems a little shady to me.
And she's also really jealous about him not giving her cupcakes.
Right. They're amazing.
I believe that Mr. Lulio may have been so mad about Mr. D having more students in AP Chemistry that she decided to steal his cupcake. However, we cannot press charges until we conduct more thorough experiments to prove that Mr. Lulio...
Thanks to our amazing team of chemists and investigators, the culprit has been found. This case exhibits how intensive questioning can work in tandem with the scientific process in order to find a thief.
Tune in next Wednesday to 30:30 for more nail-biting cases.